So first, let's do a quick round. I want us to create a little warm environment between us. Let's introduce ourselves. How did we got here? How did we find out about it? Um, and maybe we can start with Dre, who helped organize this amazing meeting.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously, it was through a yearning of when I talk to people. I think Ozzy is here, and we were watching football, and we watched no games. Everybody just opened up about trying to watch football, man, and all these guys are just a little bit confused with what's going on with females. They have a strong desire for eventually making a relationship work, but we're in a bit of a confusion where the gender roles are kind of reversed in a way. There's a lot of hearts being broken, more males recently than females in a way. It's kind of the form of evolution, and so they just want to see how to correct this, or how do we approach relationships moving forward. And uh, many of us are single, so we want to take the opportunity to get educated before jumping into the next tale, per se. And that's kind of where how we got here, man. I'll pass it on to Ozzy.
Yeah, I mean, not easy. Sometimes, first thing first, girls, they think we can read their minds. They expect certain things. Their the way of thinking is like, oh, you should know. I say, well, me and Dre would go back and forth. How the hell are we gonna know? We better know us being men what we need to do. Then trying to please them or trying to understand what they're going through, it doesn't make any sense. And the other thing is lately, and these girls, they want to put themselves as the same position as a man. They all want to be providers, but at the same time, when it comes to being a wife or having part of the relationship, they're like, we're second. Sometimes even put third. The only reason they need us is for other stuff. So since now they're economically wise, they're almost at the same levels as the guys are. Now they're like, oh, what can you do for me? I'm like, hold on, girl, relax. I'm supposed to be the man of the relationship. I'm supposed to provide you comfort. I'm supposed to provide you that moments of delight that you require for being a woman. And they're like, oh no, how much money you make? I'm like, oh man, we're in the wrong business now. We're losing it. Literally, we're just losing it. Uh, man, I could talk forever. I'm just like, I mean, that's my two scoops. I mean, that's all I can say for now. But I can definitely talk forever. I've been two marriages. Uh, First one was, eh. I mean, it was good. I had two kids from her, so I love my kids. But it should have never happened. If this woman was true to herself, it should have never happened. Second marriage, I don't know. I think I was taken. But like Dre said, nah, it's on us. I mean, the female will do whatever they need to do, but it falls on the guy to put to if there's something that doesn't not to be not there's something that's to be happen, that's when we need to put it down. Instead of letting it go, letting it go, letting it go, letting it go, then we find ourselves in a situation that we should have never been with. But we lax because this is the reason we're here now. We're trying to understand what we need to do for them and what we need to do for ourselves. Meanwhile, all we do is for them, for them, for them, for them, then realize it's like, what the fuck happened?
You
Should
got
have
it,
never
man.
been
You
like
got
this.
it.
So,
You got it.
hi,
Ozzy, you're
next.
saying some great stuff. Pick somebody. Pick somebody. Let's keep the circle going.
I see Brandon over there being all quiet and shit.
I don't know what to add. I think some of you already know. It's definitely it was a woman who inspired me to this point in the path, but then it faded. It was taken away almost as quickly as it came about. And I was in this vacuum, this void, not understanding why. Like, where's my other piece, right? My other half. And I tend to go through these exiles at times where it's where I do all my internal work. And then, like, in a bit of frustration, just screaming and yelling at the creator, like, fuck, just give me something. And I came across the path of this other woman who, whatever I thought, if you could imagine a hole, and any relationship throughout your life is like a piece of a pie, but it's not the whole pie, it's just a piece. It has this piece, it has that piece, but it doesn't have everything. And then I met someone who had everything and more than that. So now my connection, my heart and my connection or something, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know how to describe it. How can I put it into words and do it any justice? So I'm just going to be thankful for it. And I found out about this meeting, I don't know, 2-3 hours ago. I didn't even know about it. So I was like, well, timing, opportunity, like, I'm sure there's a lot I can learn. So let me show up and learn something. Dan.
Yeah, I think everything's pretty screwed up. Pretty screwed up with the men and the women. The whole thing is all discombobulated. And so I think getting a whole bunch of guys together and trying to figure this out, you know, I think it's the right thing to do at this point. This is like an important part of our society, important part of being a man, right? And figuring out, like, where do we fit? Like, what do they want? I don't know, all that stuff, right? And you know, it weighs hard on us, right? So this is one of our functions, right? We want to do our job. We want to do it right. So so yeah, let's see what we can figure out, boys. Gustavo?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Yeah, I came across this meeting from my boy Trey. He's been my homeboy since junior high. I don't know if you even wanted to come to this meeting. I'm currently in a relationship, so I don't know if it's a pretty weird with all you single guys here and all that. But right around maybe a year and a half ago, my wife, she passed away. So during that time until now, it was rough. I just got into relationships maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I got my digs off of that, you know, slept with the women and thought that would probably satisfy that empty void in me, but no, it didn't work. It just drew me into a deeper hole that I never experienced before. I usually talk to Dre about this stuff, and it's got to a point that I just couldn't anymore. So really, I tried to go to different psychotherapists or try to do therapy. I did it for a while. I just thought it wasn't for me, and it didn't help. I just had to do more self-reflection with myself and really just realize this is not the path I wanted to come. So then 2 months ago, met a girl. A friend set us up on a date. And it's been 2 months of good dating so far. But even though I'm dating now, I still want to do this speed and get some feedback because I don't know if it's going to last. I don't know things I may mess up in this relationship or that. So I just need help from you guys, get a different point of view and see what I can do, you know? And that's about it.
Freddie, you gotta mute yourself, brother.
It seems like Freddie is ready to talk.
If he wants to talk, go ahead, Freddie.
A bit about yourself, Freddie, and how did you come here?
I think he was
Seems
driving.
it seems like Freddie has connection issues. Julian, do you want to continue us?
Yes, of course. Hi, everybody. First of all, sorry for my bad English. I'm here in Cali. I'm here with you, Andre. He's invited me to this great meeting. I agree totally with Dan. We have to support us as men, and maybe the big reason that I'm here is due to the personal growth, or the path of the personal growth that I'm initiating recently. Um, I have my wife, two girls, little girls, and it's a little complicated for me. Of course, the relationship with her, and I'm open all the tips that we can get in this meeting or the next meetings. Um, the reason that I have really wanted to do or keep my marriage in peace and the things going fluid, and learn from you guys tips, important tips, and good things that make the easy way for us, on the make the life more easy for us. That's the reason, guys. Nice to meet you all.
You want to
Excellent.
continue,
Ben?
Ben?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks everybody. I'm sorry I was a few minutes late, but I'm glad to be here. I'm in the same group as Brandon and Dan and Dre. So, you know, we get together on a pretty much daily basis. And but I'm attracted to this topic. I was married for 28 years and I've been divorced for about 7. And quite often think about, like, what was that all about, you know, and what, you know, why did we last so long and why did we split up? And so that's just an interesting topic to me to explore how to relate to women. And so, yeah, that's basically why I'm here.
Awesome, guys. So now I'm going to cover a little bit about myself and how I started with this really fascinating topic. Ages ago, I was super depressed. I was working retail. I didn't have any goals or aspirations or anything. I was like, the day is over. Thank God, I'm going to sleep, smoke some weed, whatever gets me by, and just pass out. The day starts over the next morning. And then a friend of mine came into my life. He through work, and he introduced me to positive psychology, and that got me so excited and riled up. And I started reading tons of books and going to seminars, and I felt the truth, how positive psychology and just these principles that I was studying can change somebody's life completely. The only problem is, after a year and a half of studying this, my life didn't change. And I was so frustrated. I'm like, it speaks to me, these books, I understand them, I agree with them. I can see how it changed my life. But the moment I come to implement something, there is no way. And then I came across a very interesting study. And when I started reading it, what it basically said is, a person is helpless unless he has a supporting environment. And then everything clicked. Unless I have an environment that supports these principles, there's just no way I can be successful, because my old friends, my old contacts, my old coworkers, that was old thinking. So there's no way that I could start something new by being stuck to the old. Now, it doesn't mean that I had to let go of all of that. It just means that I had to find for myself a supporting environment that can help me instill those principles. And then about a year later, I met my now wife. We got married, we had kids, and I thought everything's great. And then everything just went downhill from there. I found out what a piece of shit I am. I found out how, everything. I was like, man, I'm so great. And then it's like the wife just started pointing out all the aspects of my life that I need to change. I need to focus on this. I need to do that. I need to do this. Why aren't you, you know? And we went through a lot of ups and downs, more downs than ups. As a result, that pushed me to just explore different venues, different psychologies, different aspects of relationships. What are people saying out there? Why is this happening? And I found some very interesting things. As a result, through the years, my wife and I got divorced. We got remarried. There was a lot of ups and downs, and in the past year, I would say the relationship has been just going up and up and up, because finally I've been able to take more control over my life, understand and give my family what they need so that they can properly develop and properly feel that they have a male figure, so I've been doing relationship, not courses necessarily, but meetings like this physically and online, with women and with men. And I just see how much darkness and confusion there is over the entire topic. And so hopefully what we're looking to do here is shed some light. So like many of you said, our society is in complete darkness when it comes to relationship. The main reason is because we take our model of relationship, what is a good relationship, from our parents. Now, it doesn't mean that they had good marriage. It just means that this is our model. This is what I consider a good relationship. My wife has a completely different image of a family, of how people are supposed to behave and act. And when we come together, these two models begin to clash. Because what I think is being a good husband and father and in a good relationship can be completely opposite to what she wants. And she doesn't know herself what she wants. That's why what happens a lot of times, and I saw it in my own relationship, is you will hear a lot of do this and do that, and I want you to do this and I want you to do that. And the moment you do that, because ultimately you as a man, what do you want to do? You just want to make her happy. You understand that if she's happy, you're happy and your relationship is good. And as men, we're driven to satisfy. We're driven to make people happy. And so we do what she wants. The problem is she's like, why do I always have to tell you what to do? why do I, and that aspect, it's like, what do you want from me? I am doing my best. I really, like, from the inside, my intention is I want to make you happy. How can I make you happy? And here comes the area where if we knew how to properly approach this relationship, it would eliminate like 90% of problems. We'd still leave 10, but 90% would be taken care of. So I want to hear from you guys so far. What are some issues that you find in your relationships or past relationships? What are some challenges that you've experienced? Some frustrations, and then we'll continue. Let's start with Dre again.
I think the challenge is we're human beings with outcomes and we become calculators, right? It's like we have like this accounting system back and forth. She has an accounting system, I have an accounting system. And since we're givers, we're providers, at some point we're giving without thinking. But then maybe a year goes by and you're like, shit, I haven't received anything in the last 8 months. I just realized that. And when you have that awakening, and then the accounting mechanism, which is wired in our subconscious, starts kicking into effect. And once that goes off, it's like every move you make, now you're calculating. So I would say that it would be awesome if you wake up giving and she wakes up giving to you, and there's no calculation, and it becomes like a win-win. It's like, I already know what she desires. She already knows what I desire. But at some point, possibly the egos clash, or the software that's been engraved, or because we come from broken homes or whatnot, that starts to kick in. Or maybe after a while, you know, after 3 years, anywhere from 3 months to 3 years, I guess the corporeal connection just vanishes. The sex already is the same. It's like looking at the same Mona Lisa. She's gorgeous, but I'm already used to that. Maybe I want some variety, or there's, why isn't she looking for me? Why isn't he looking for me? So I think the corporeal aspect starts to vanish. And now you're stuck with like actions, right? And that accounting mechanism. And so that's where maybe I'll be open. I've failed in 4 relationships since I was 18. I haven't lasted in the market much. I break up and all of a sudden I get sucked in, or maybe I suck myself in, it doesn't matter. But I decided to take a break. I was recently engaged. I was supposed to get married this Saturday. That didn't happen. So I'm opening up, it's okay. And I'm like, I'm not gonna go into the same mechanism of where they're gonna scoop me up again. I need to learn, because obviously I'm the common denominator in the 4 relationships, right? So I need to make myself more aware and more in tune with the other being, right? With the opposite force. And I'm not managing it well. So this is why I'm here. I mean, those are basically my issues. Mine.
Gotcha,
I'm not talking
that's-
about theirs.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good. Essentially, that's usually what happens is we try to give, they don't understand that we try to give, they misinterpret it. And after a certain time, you say, I don't get to thank you for anything that I do. Why should I continue to do it? Your motivation just dies, and you're completely, basically, you're doing the minimum to get by. You're trying to keep the peace at home as much as possible. And that peace is the killer, because it doesn't, if it's not growth, it's death, right? So if our relationship doesn't go through struggles, but then we overcome, and then there's more struggles, and we overcome, and we have a system to address these things, then what happens is usually we push away the challenges, we push away the friction, because we don't know how to handle it, we don't know how to deal with it. And I'd rather have peace than fighting again, because I'm just tired of fighting. I don't want to fight anymore. And then it gradually begins to dwindle to just basic sustenance, where she's like leaving you alone and you're like leaving her alone. And it's like you meet briefly somewhere in the middle if you have kids, or briefly somewhere in the middle if you're doing something together. And that's really not how we envision our relationship. That's not what we want out of our relationship. We want passion, we want fire, we want, like, I want to come home and just feel myself happy and excited to be home, because I have somebody waiting for me. I know that they're excited for me to come, you know, and we're doing things for each other. But that, like we said, it takes time to establish and take certain parameters. One thing I can tell the single guys, if you're looking to get into a relationship, when you're courting, right? It doesn't exist, barely exist anymore. But when you're courting, when you're dating a girl, what you're looking for essentially out of that dating period is to figure out if you actually get pleasure out of doing things for her. Because if you get pleasure, like her reaction, the way she smiles, like the little things give you pleasure and you want to do more for her, that's the type of woman that you can potentially attach yourself to. Because when you give, she will receive pleasure, and that's essentially what gives us pleasure. For women, she needs to prolong the relationship, not to give in to sex right away. It needs to be very prolonged, because and we should know that too. We're hunters. Our mentality is hunters. The moment we get it, we turn off. If I'm dating and we're like have sex after 2 weeks, we're done. I didn't get a chance to invest myself in that relationship. I didn't get a chance to get to know her. I didn't get a chance to do anything. And that stimulant, that physical stimulant to get what I need, it kills very early in the stage of this relationship, the stimulus to continue, to invest, to court, to try different things, to, you know, to explore this relationship from a different angle, to get to know the woman. So if we can prolong that period, that would be great. Ozzy, you want to continue?
Yeah, that note, there was a book that Drayson asked me to read, and then I read it back and forth. And one of the main things that was focused on is, especially what you were saying, getting to sex without, I mean, why just rush into it? Let's wait and make her wait too. Because sometimes it's not so much us, but the woman. They're like, okay, I got this guy down, let me give him some so he can stay with me, you know? But eventually, like you were saying, we're hunters. We're like, okay, we got it. Then all of a sudden, there goes all the work. It's not worth it anymore. Then we start evaluating and say, damn, if she was like this with me, what's going to happen down the road? So the whole project is, or the whole things that I've been understanding is, okay, you meet this person, you're trying to find out what she's looking for, and what are you willing to sacrifice for this woman? Because you got to have some kind of checklist to say if she's a mothery or if she's wifey material, or down the road you start looking at if she's going to be helping me out in a sense, push me to do my project. Am I going to be able to push her to do her project? Are we going to have something together that we can build upon? But as soon as sex comes in, everything else just falls down. Forget about it. Because your mind starts doing something else instead of trying to figure out what kind of woman that you are courting. So that's what I get from that. Now, my past relationship, I tried. I tried. I became more of a giver, and she became a demander. So that wasn't going to work out. Because all of a sudden, all I was doing was give, 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 give. And I try, put it this way, it wasn't, that type of relationship wasn't going to work, because if you're not, it's a give and take relationship. It wasn't working out that way. So that's the reason I'm here.
Got it. Who else wants to share?
I can share. For me, a lot of the issues have to do with like when my partner didn't get what she wanted, she would project it onto me. Like I should, you know, she wanted me to be a certain way, and you know, she would have like expectations that I would fulfill her wishes to be that certain way, and it wasn't who I am, you know. And so that was really hard to like be a constant failure, you know, in trying to please her. And I realized that there was like a dynamic where there was never enough. I could never be enough, you know. And so I probably got into that relationship to resolve that, my own feelings of not being enough. And you know, I always thought it was her. And then you know, I'm thinking back on it, I realized that I was doing the same thing, that like when I didn't get what I wanted, I would project it onto her like it was her fault. And that it was like just this unconscious thing that I would blame her and like punish her, reject her if she didn't fulfill my fantasy for how things ought to go, you know? So I don't know how to get around that, you know, because anytime you go into a relationship, there's going to be like expectations that may be quite unrealistic on both sides, and they're largely unconscious. So I'm just kind of exploring that area, and that's kind of, yeah, what I wanted to bring to the conversation.
For sure. Thank you, bro. So this is actually a very good point, very important one. As you got all were speaking, I was thinking, And it brings me to really how important this is, what we're doing right now. To have a group of men where we can discuss these things and bring up challenges, explore different solutions. It's crucial because what it does for you is you're not bringing your problems home. You're not stewing with those issues on your own. And, you know, like society tells us that a man, he needs to be strong. He needs to not cry. He needs to be all inside himself. He needs to, you know, all of this characteristics of, and then the man grows up and he doesn't know how to handle his emotions and how to handle problems and how to reach. Can you guys hear me? Okay, for some reason. Okay, just got an alert. Wait alert. Anyway, where was I? Boy.
Yeah, we don't have the emotional intelligence.
Yeah. Society basically feeds us a bunch of mambo jumbo, and as a result, we just screwed up. We're raised screwed up. We're seeking for this emotional validation. We're trying to get from the woman, but we shouldn't. We should get it from each other. We should get this validation from other men, because then you are free to give into your relationship without any calculation, because you as a man, you're getting validation from your friends. You're getting advice, you're scrutinizing things, you're going over different scenarios, and it gives you so much leverage, because then when you come home and you're approaching your woman, it's not just you anymore. It's a whole group of guys and all the knowledge that you're getting from them. This is the environment that can shape us. Just like when we were little, our friends, our family, our parents, our siblings, the educational system, they all shaped us to be who we are today. All of the past experiences, everything. If we can create the same or a similar system here that can shape us, form us, grow us, give us guidance, we can become somebody totally different. Because the environment, the psychological aspect of the environment gives us protection. It gives us leverage. It gives us strength. It gives us courage. It gives us tools. And suddenly you come home and your wife is like, something's different about you. What are you doing? And you're just like, nothing. I'm the same old me. Because what happens is we're attached to our marriage, to our relationship in a different way, in a slightly unhealthy way. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. What do you guys think? I think we're going for 45 minutes already.
Yeah, I think the timer is on. It's got to be running low.
I think it's a good start, Alex.
It's a great start.
So ideally, what I want is to create a step-by-step system. So the first thing is to have 3 meetings. This was the first one, and then we're gonna have 2 more to explore the topic so that we have enough content and material to create an actual program. It doesn't have to be, you know, months on end. I think 3 to 4 weeks where we intensely gather together, and, you know, there is a gradual progression so that everybody can feel like they're growing and developing and gaining tools. And actually are getting something out of their program. So I think we can create something in the next couple of weeks. I think once a week is a good time to meet for now, or do you want something more frequent? Go ahead, Ozzy. Once a week. Okay. So
Start once a week is fine.
Say again?
Yeah, once a week is good.
Yeah, to start once a week is.
This way we can actually see what the schedule will be, what time, because I don't know if 2 o'clock, everybody works. So
Right, so we'll have to figure out a time that can work for others as well.
Yes.
So let's meet next Thursday and we'll figure out a time later. And we'll, in the meantime, we'll create a group, we'll add everybody there. We can clarify some topics, some interesting topics for you guys to explore. You know, any questions, pressing questions, matters, we'll be able to do some work during the week. If you're up for it, I can even do homework. Ah, all right. Brendan is shaking his head. I'm like, I have enough on my plate. So whoever has the time and can participate, that would be great. It's not going to be research papers. It's going to be very quick, 3 sentence answers. You know, and then we can take it from there. So we meet next on Thursday. The time is going to be determined. 45 minutes, I think, just about. 45 minutes. And so we're going to have next Thursday and then the one after that. And that should give us enough time to also figure out a program, like a 3-4 week program where we can start implementing it in practice. Sounds good? Any questions?
Nope, looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. Thanks.
You guys rock.
Thanks, guys.
Same here.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. This is important for society, like Dan says.
This is what most guys need, because I'm telling you, man, we're not the only ones. I have a lot of conversation with different guys, and we sit down, like, I'm a construction manager. I'll sit with a group of maybe 6 guys at a time. The conversation always goes to, hey man, you married? I said, no, I got divorced. Hey man, you married? Nah, my girl left me. Hey man, what's up? It's always something. Nah, man, she took off. All right, what the fuck? What you do? I said, I don't know. All of a sudden she got up and she said, I'm tired of this. I said, why? Because you work outside the state? She should be happy. She don't see you every day. He goes, nah, man, I don't know. First they complain because we don't spend enough time with them. Then when we're there, they want to do different things. So what's the given? I said, man, tell you what, the day we figure that shit out, this world will change.
You got it. You got it. Thank you, guys. We'll add you to the chat and then we'll take it from there. Everybody has WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. You got it. Thank
All
you,
right.
friends. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, everybody.
See you soon.
Thanks, Alex. Have a good one. Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
brother.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Later, Dre.